Natalia Manzurova is a survivor of Chernobyl. She and a group of 15 other scientists were sent to the nuclear disaster site shortly after the explosion to begin a 4-year study of radiation's impact on the environment.
Among all the scientists who were there, I'm the only one alive. And there were also lab workers that were brought by these scientists. There are a few lab workers that are still alive.
Roughly 350,000 people living near Chernobyl who were eventually evacuated also got higher than normal doses of radiation. But estimates of how many people die range from a few hundred to nearly 1 million. In 2005, the World Health Organization released a report that put the number of deaths during the first decade at no more than 2,200. Burton Bennett, the chairman of the forum, says the report concluded that the consequences of Chernobyl were far less serious than many people had come to believe.
There were some immediate injuries to workers who were involved in the accident, but for the large majority of the population surrounding the accident site, the radiation doses were relatively low and would not be expected to be followed by serious health consequences.
The UN report found that 4,000 of Chernobyl's victims, many of them children, developed thyroid cancer. Natalia Manzurova also developed the cancer.
The worst part of it is that my immune system is very weak and I'm subjected to colds and flus all the time. And also I have a central nervous system problem, especially after the stroke.
Many experts believe radiation from the Chernobyl accident is also responsible for a rise of birth defects. Dr. Janette Sherman is a toxicologist and author of several books about radiation.
We've now found that only about 20% of the children in Belarus are considered healthy. So 80% are ill either with intellectual problems, low birth weight, brain damage, and multiple other illnesses. So I think the biggest long-term problem is the brain damage.
But the UN study chair, Burton Bennett, says that in a region with high levels of poverty, alcoholism and tobacco use, many people are inclined to blame Chernobyl for all their health problems. Alexey Yablokov was a science advisor to the Soviet government. He writes that the WHO failed to tell the truth about Chernobyl.
Our calculation, which partly published in this book, is that about 1 million, maybe more than 1 million, additional deaths connected with Chernobyl during 25 years. This is not end.
Whatever the scientific debate, there is no debate in this. A very large area of Ukraine will remain dangerously radioactive and unfit for human habitation for at least the next 300 years. This is Zulima Palacio, VOA News.